Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, good Thursday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresco. Top stories in just a bit, but first a look at traffic and weather with 22 News from team meteorologist Brian Lapis. Another cold day out there.
Yes. Did it feel less cold because less wind?
I don't think so.
All right.
But that's just me. It's all relative.
Yeah, it is. And we do have a warming trend on the way in here for at least the next couple of days, tomorrow and Saturday to be in particular. So let's take a look at traffic first. Up and down I-91, we're in fine shape. The Mass Pike is also running smoothly from the foothills of the Berkshires to the foothills of the Worcester Hills, Sturbridge. We're in good shape. Let's take a look at temperatures right now, shall we? And as expected, our high temperatures are falling between 28 and 32 degrees. Case in point, 29 Greenfield, 30 in Northampton and Springfield, 31 in Westfield, and 27 right now in Orange. We're obviously cooler in the Berkshires. Temperatures there are in the mid-20s. Let's take a look at clouds and radar. Clouds moving in right on schedule, and there are some areas of flurries and light snow showers off to our west. These are going to try to make a run at the Berkshires late this afternoon and through the first half of the evening. There could be enough snow in here to leave a little coating on the ground west of the Connecticut River. But generally speaking, no major impacts from the light snow here. We could see some snowflakes over the weekend. We'll talk more about that with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast.
5 Assumption University students, including one from Holyoke, were arraigned today and are facing charges for kidnapping and assaulting a man they believed was a child predator. The students allegedly used the dating app Tinder to lure the man to meet a teenage girl at the university. The man showed up and was beaten by a mob of nearly 30 students. Police are saying that the man did nothing wrong, and court documents state the man went to meet a woman who was listed as an 18-year-old online. One of the 5 students arraigned today has been identified as 18-year-old Kelsey Brainerd of Holyoke. Police said her Tinder account was used to correspond with the man. She faces an additional charge of witness intimidation. Not guilty pleas were entered for all of them. They are due back in court March 28th for a pre-trial conference. The body of a woman found in Forest Park last week has been identified. According to the Hamden DA's office, the victim has been identified as 56-year-old Joanne Garelli of West Springfield. Springfield police responded to a report of a body found on Trafton Road on January 7th. Officers found her body near Camp Star Angelina. The investigation is ongoing. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that a last-minute dispute with Hamas was holding up Israeli approval of a long-awaited ceasefire that would pause the fighting in the Gaza Strip and release dozens of hostages. The Prime Minister signaled complications with the deal shortly after U.S. President Joe Biden announced it was complete. The Israeli cabinet is expected to vote on the deal tomorrow. But the Prime Minister's office said they won't meet until Hamas backs down, accusing it of going back on parts of the agreement without elaborating. Meantime, Israeli airstrikes killed at least 72 people in the war-ravaged territory. As the TikTok ban fast approaches, the White House is looking for ways to keep the app from going dark right here in the United States. 3 people familiar with the discussion say the Biden administration is considering ways to keep the Chinese-owned app available if a ban goes into effect on Sunday. The Supreme Court has yet to rule on the fairness of the ban, which received bipartisan support. We're talking some snow now. Back with meteorologist Brian Lapis.
Yeah, at least it's on radar. We've got it here on the clouds and radar, and there is the chance for some of this snow activity over central New York, northeastern Pennsylvania to move into the Berkshires at the very least over the next few hours. So it could be just enough to leave a little coating on the ground. Case in point, you can see this little batch of snow over southern Berkshire County. And there could be a few flurries in the valley as well. 7 o'clock, most of this disappears, but we do have another wave of light snow that returns here during the hours just before midnight. So again, the chance for some flurries or light snow showers here through about midnight tonight, and then overnight gradual clearing, and tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, there we are with temperatures tomorrow morning in the teens, and we have a pretty nice day. Sunshine here at noontime, and then in the afternoon, a few clouds around. I'm going to call it partly to mostly sunny. There'll be a light breeze out of the west-southwest here tomorrow. High temperatures 34 to 38. Chance for some snow and rain on Saturday, and also the chance for some snow on Sunday. We'll update on 22 News at 5.
Former big league catcher and the longtime voice of the Milwaukee Brewers, Bob Uecker, passed away this morning at the age of 90. Known as Mr. Baseball by his own admission, Uecker was a better broadcaster than a baseball player. He was a backup catcher for a number of teams during the 1960s and then started calling games for the Brewers in 1971. He was also known for his appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and the Major League films. The first spacewalk of the year got underway at the International Space Station today. NASA astronauts are carrying out repairs to the NICER X-ray telescope, as well as preparing the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer for future upgrades. This is the first on-orbit repair of a space telescope for astronauts since the final Hubble servicing mission in 2009. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, Governor Maura Healey will be giving her State of the Commonwealth address later tonight. That starts at 7 o'clock. We'll have live coverage from Beacon Hill and a preview of the event. Plus, the Basketball Hall of Fame's Hoop Hall Classic began today. See some of the high school teams from across Massachusetts and Connecticut competing in this annual showcase. And hear from a Springfield native who had to evacuate from his home in Pasadena due to the ongoing California wildfires, Brian.
No significant problems as the evening commute gets underway. Traffic on I-91 on the Pike looking good, and also on I-91, on I-291 and 391. We'll track our chances for some rain and snow over the weekend on 22 News at 5.
Brian, thanks, and thank you, as always, for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. Latest updates anytime at wwlp.com and the 22 News app.